Now, with all the changes coming into episode 3, Valorant's meta is definitely going to change in ways that lots of us cannot even imagine right now. So entering a new environment is always a scary ordeal, but at the end of the day, the only person that you can rely on is yourself. What's going on, ProGuides fam? It's your host, Kangas, and welcome to week 6 of our Improvement Saturday series, where we break down a fundamental aspect of tactical FPS games so that you can better understand the path to improving in Valorant. Because Valorant has experienced a lot of changes this episode with the addition of KO, nerfs to running and gunning, nerfs to a whole lot of other agents, and other changes like gun economy, a lot of the game feels somewhat different than before. Now, some people have enjoyed the balances, while others are currently feeling a little lost amidst all this change. So today we're going to cover something that you should never change regardless of the meta, or for whatever game you want to get better at. Today's topic, we're covering mindset. The mindset to improve is the most important aspect of long-term success in any game that you play, and if you're striving to break through your limits, I suggest you come check out our website, ProGuides.com. We got rating and immortal level coaches that are more than happy to assist you in your climb to the top. People improve in many ways, but one time-tested classic of improvement is to just find a mentor to learn from, so come check us out if that interests you. Now, one thing that people often underestimate is the importance of their mindset when approaching games. When you play without the proper mindset to win, you'll often make more mistakes that you would not normally make, or you'll get fixated on situations outside of your control. You've probably heard this before because people say it a lot: don't play more ranked games if you're tilted. This video is sort of the same concept. If you end up playing while tilted, you're fixated more on the shortcomings of your teammates, the possibility of a smurf on the other team, and just generally the anger of being unable to carry your team to victory. All these considerations will naturally cause you to play worse and pull you into a cycle of tilt as you progressively play worse and worse each game. Now, eventually, it'll actually be you holding your team back from victory. But that's on a tangent. Back onto the topic, mindset functions in the same way. If your mindset is negative or weak, you'll be more likely to get tilted in games. Or you might approach improving as a chore rather than something that you actively enjoy. All these things can affect your results throughout the course of many games, and ultimately hinder your improvement over a full act. In some cases, a bad mindset could even turn you away from the game entirely and cause you to lose motivation to keep playing. So that's why a solid mindset is imperative for your long-term success and enjoyment playing Valorant. So now that we've covered why a solid mindset is crucial to improvement as a player, we want to understand how to approach creating a strong mindset. And that begins with understanding your goals. Do you want to get better than your friends? Do you want to be a high-ranked player? Do you want to join a team and go pro? Having an understanding of what you want to do is often a first step of creating a strong mindset. Oftentimes, people mistake mindset as some sort of mental fortitude that never falters, but in reality, it's just the result of people chasing their goals and understanding what matters and what doesn't. While there are some people who are Buddhas and enjoy improving simply for the sake of self-mastery, it's much harder to cultivate a mindset that doesn't require a goal. In a way, the goal is what keeps you grounded when the going gets tough, and you're questioning why you're even playing Valorant in the first place. So if you don't know what your current goals are, then finding out what they are is the first step to a rock-solid mentality. And if you want help with this, try starting off with our question of the day. Why do you enjoy playing and improving in Valorant? For me, my entire life, I've always played at least one FPS game at a pretty competitive level. When I was a little kid, it was GoldenEye, then that turned into Halo, that turned into Call of Duty, that turned into Counter-Strike, and now Valorant's just the newest game that's kind of in that cycle of FPS games. Every time I play a new FPS game, I just love the thrill of learning all the mechanics, getting really good at aiming, and all the strategies that go along with it. So for me, it's just a passion for gaming and a love of learning and growing. But like I said, this is an exercise for you, so let me know what your answer is in the comments down below. Now, sometimes you might not know why you care a lot about Valorant or why you want to improve in the first place. If you want the no BS answer to this question, well, we gotta enter the belly of the beast and first understand what makes you tilt. As crazy as it sounds, understanding what makes you tick is also a great way to become aware of what you want, or perhaps what you really don't want. But as a disclaimer, this is not always the best way to approach self-awareness. Many times, tilting is a coping mechanism when things don't go your way, and as such, your thought process might not be as true to yourself. We'll cover that later when we talk about reshaping your mindset, but for now, think about why you tilt. For example, some people tilt because they feel annoyed when they lose a fight that they think they should have won. Or some people tilt because they feel like they're the only one trying to win. Or some people tilt because they feel helpless in a situation because they don't know what to do. All these reasons are a couple of many examples of what makes people angry, and therefore also reveals a whole lot about what they care about. The first person is annoyed at losing a fight because they care about performing well. The second person tilted because they care a lot about playing as a team. The third person tilted because they care a lot about knowing what to do. Whatever it is that makes you tilt, you want to make a note of it and consider what that means about you and how you can prevent it from happening in the future. In each case, maybe the anger is justified, or maybe it's anger at the situation rather than a player or yourself. Regardless, tilting tells you a crucial piece of what you lack in your gameplay that can be your liability if you want to win. So this next step is specifically for you viewers there who tilt a lot, and how you can turn that tilt actually into your favor. A funny thing that my friend used to do was whenever he had a particularly bad game or got really tilted, he would quote unquote rage DM or just go into a deathmatch and shoot his way into a mental reset. While this isn't something that we would really recommend, there is a surprisingly good habit that's built into this practice, and that is to use anger as a way to motivate your improvement, which then can help ease the anger. See, if you're tilted at missing your shots, then if you don't miss the shots, you would be fine, right? So if you want to either avoid tilting in the future or appease your anger, wouldn't it be a good idea to just improve your aim? The trick that my friend uses to reset his mental held a key to improving him as a player, because it set a short-term goal that he could work towards, improving his aim so that he could stop losing aim duels. But most importantly, note how I said a short-term goal that he could work towards. When we tilt, we often tend to point to outside factors that cause us the anger, such as the enemy getting lucky, or our teammates being bad, or just the timing being off. You gotta cut that out. There's no way to prevent an enemy from getting lucky, other than you just being much better, or your teammates being bad, other than you reaching a higher rank. You have to look at what you can do to avoid the situation, and work towards that goal, rather than fixating on factors that you cannot control. We'll talk about this more soon. Now, this mindset can be applied to everything tilt related. If you're tilted that your teammates aren't coordinating with you, perhaps it's time to find a duo partner that can make plays with you, or improve your communication skills. If you're tilted because you don't know what you're doing, perhaps it's time to visit ProGuides.com and talk with one of our mentors for advice, or learn from critically evaluating your options in that situation. Whether it's to improve in one way or another, try to turn tilt into a driving force for improvement. And you might even find that as you go along, you'll start tilting less and possibly improve faster than you thought before. So now that we have a method to combat tilt, let's talk about how you can avoid tilt and create a better mindset through better understanding your responsibility towards yourself. Now, unless you're part of a team and practicing with them, random solo queue teammates are exactly what they are. Random solo queue teammates. You're not going to play with them next game, and more often than not, you'll probably never even see them again. So what's the point of arguing with them or getting angry at them in the first place? Now, this might sound hippy-dippy to you, but this is something that comes more as a wisdom gained by players who build a champion's mindset. But it's also true for all of us regular players as well. What is the point in wasting your time being angry? After all, every second that you spend arguing with somebody else about their shortcomings is one less second that you spend focusing on the game, trying to win, and most importantly, focusing on yourself. Not only that, arguing is probably the easiest way to tilt yourself and then ruin your teammates' vibes during a game. So one of the biggest steps in building a strong mindset after self-awareness is to focus on yourself and literally nothing else. Once you do so, you'll be able to avoid the tilt relating to your teammates' shortcomings and focus more on what you can do to net yourself the win. But of course, that doesn't remove the tilt that you may have experienced due to frustrations at your shortcomings. So the next step to a strong mindset is to learn to build your confidence as a player. And no, I did not say arrogance, I said confidence. Letting your ego tell you that your shortcomings aren't weaknesses you need to improve on is a wonderful way to stay stagnant as a player. Rather, understand that no one is perfect and everyone has something to improve on. Hell, Tens even openly admits that he needs to improve in different aspects all the time. So what do you think makes you any different? In a strange way, being okay with having shortcomings not only helps you recognize them, but also breaks away insecurities that you have as a player and thus builds your confidence up. But of course, building confidence isn't the easiest thing. You have to supplement this shift in mindset by going through the process of improvement as well. Now, remember when you first found out about aim training and experienced that sense of joy at noticing your aim slowly improve as you spent hours practicing? I remember when I first started aim training, I felt way more confident entering ranked matches, and that confidence translated into my performance as well. Although I didn't always perform well, and I still had moments where I felt bad about missing shots, I enjoyed improving so much more because it felt like I had finally had control over such a basic yet important aspect of the game. You build confidence by not only improving in whatever you want to improve in, but more importantly, proving to yourself that you can control your own fate. And when you pair that with the realization that your solo queue teammates are not even worth your time, then you've built yourself an improvement mindset that can rival the best in the world. And now that you've built yourself the mindset of a champion, all you gotta do is use it to achieve any goal that you set your mind to. Whether it's to rank up, become a better player, go pro, or just be cooler than your friends, you have the personal mastery necessary to accomplish those goals at record speed. So what's next? Well, that's up for you to decide. Mindset is a concept that most people agree is a crucial aspect of a great player, but few really understand how to go about creating it. So that was the whole point of this video, but I'm curious what you think. Has this video helped you get a better idea of how to foster a solid mindset? Let me know what you think. I love hearing your feedback and thoughts in the comments below. Also, feel free to suggest ideas that you want me to cover in future videos. Our goal at ProGuides is to help you improve as a player, and sometimes we don't know what you need to improve at. Also, if you enjoyed the video, remember to drop us a like, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our future uploads, but most importantly, best of luck on the grind, everybody. I'll see you in the next one.